All right, we are ready to rock and roll. Good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, it was all right. We don't have enough time to go, to do another one. We'll just stick with that. All right, yesterday was tax day. How'd everybody do? I love it. Good job, good job. That's worth celebration. Hopefully everyone came out okay. Don't forget that John Scott does have the savings account that you can sign up for. I've been doing it for years. Take that percent away. You don't even notice it and think about it, and then come time the end of the year, get your check. Get it all at once, and now you got, and usually I do a little more. I do 33% just to like hold way more, and then I got vacation money, so then it's not as bad. So I don't know, do something. We do have some new people who joined us. Want to welcome them. Tanya is here, and Kenny. I saw Kenny walk in the back. Welcome, you guys. We're glad you guys joined us. We're celebrating. Definitely. So we had Rachel come in from Virtuance this week during our Wednesday breakfast, or last week. Was that last week? Last week. What day is it? She did leave a bowl for a free giveaway for a photo shoot. So please drop your business cards in there and we will do a drawing at the end of the meeting. So make sure you put your business card in there and you'll get that. But your first one, if you've never done one with them, you'll get 50% off through the end of June. So even if you don't win the free one, at least you got one that's half off. They're pretty good. Now they're doing some new stuff with video walkthroughs you can order now through them. So that's a brand new thing that they just started, and Seattle is the only place it's gonna be happening first. So those are ready to go. So now if you don't feel like, oh great, I gotta hire someone else to do the video, now you got the all-in-one and a discount. So don't forget, you can get that through your MyDesk when you log in. All right, are you on the board? Woo, the listing board. So we crushed it again. We beat our numbers. Last month we had 68 listings. Isn't that correct, McKenna? 68. This month we had 71. We had 71 listings. We were literally almost off the board 3 times. We just needed one more listing to start another page. So doing really good. So obviously, just like last few months, we'll do another drawing. You must be present to win. So every time you get a listing, your name goes into the bowl. If you have 3 listings, your name is in here 3 times. All right, draw. Is that a good one? All right. Uh-oh. Let's see.
Katerina, which is twice I fooled her and she's never.
She's not here. Gotta be present to win. Oh.
So we text her.
Oh, you'll text
I'm
her.
gonna text her.
Oh.
Hey.
Gotta be present.
Shane.
Hey, all right. Keep going.
3rd time's the charm.
Lori?
Hey, Matt.
I'll be
Oh,
present to win.
all people are texting like, I'll be there next time, I promise.
Cameron?
Wow.
She's never here.
I was gonna say that.
Ooh.
I have to draw too. Ramon's not here usually.
Oh,
I'm here, just like, what the hell? But unfortunately, you can speak.
ooh.
Wow.
Oh, shots across the bow.
That's the best I've ever heard, yeah.
Natalie Radko?
Oh, no.
I picked her last time too.
Yeah, you're right. You guys might want to show up to the meeting.
If you had Taylor's.
John Biden.
There'd be a lot.
Nobody from John By's team?
Man.
You'll see.
Oh, you got a prize. Oh,
You just won? Alicia's
yeah.
like.
Oh, my word. She just texted me. Literally just texted me. Come on, Tony, my arm's getting tired.
Might just give away one single. Heidi Murray, so how are we gonna do that? How are we gonna do it?
Come on, keep going, keep going.
Our whole team is here. Let's give it, go ahead, give it. That's our whole team.
All right.
At least our whole team is,
Callie, come,
that's one.
this one.
Yep, we'll do another one.
Next week,
Allie.
next month, we just
Haley.
start all the names that don't RSVP.
Miss
Oh.
Kelly, you're representing for Heidi.
Yeah, we do that, that'll be bad. They gotta be here.
Not allowed to call her Callie. You're not allowed to call her Callie.
Oh,
Heidi,
oh, he's here.
I know, I give her a bad time, so.
Oh. Oh.
Jeez. No.
Amelia,
Yeah.
all right,
All right.
good job. Whew.
Wow.
More listings, more prizes. That's the name of the game. So thank you guys for working hard. Tony. All right, let's go over some market update stuff. We've got a lot of things to look at. So obviously we are in the last part of the spring market, right? Highest level of price appreciation, which you'll see, King and Pierce County market stats. So King County, you can see where we're at on the level here for 2024. It's definitely seeing it visibly under all those other years. It makes you think like, wow, yeah, it definitely is busy out there. Lot of multiple offer situations. The highest count I've heard so far was 36 offers. 39. I made a mistake. 39. That was in. Yeah. 745. Yeah, bad property. Lot of offers. All right, King County, this is in your handouts, so you guys have these with you, so you can talk to clients about inventory levels, pricing. New in March was 2166. Last year, same time was 2268. Total active in March was 1483. That's off 17% for inventory. Pendings of 1927, that's up just barely like 5%. Closed deals, 1425. And then, of course, that's only off by just about 6%. Look at this, you guys. Closed sales, 945,500 is the median price point for all of King County. That's up 12.56% over last year at the same time. That's huge. That's social media talk. That's the stuff you guys need to talk about. And then, of course, months of supply, 1.4 months supply for inventory. That's low. There's gonna be a lot of competition. It's gonna continue. We won't start seeing the listings start rising until next month. That's when they'll really kind of like start that kind of pace, but obviously if interest rates change at all, that's just gonna put gasoline on the fire. If they go down. All right, condos, 788. Last year, same time, 833. Total active, sorry, excuse me, it's 833. It's 19.34% increase. And 632 was pendings. That's up 19.70%. Closed is 457, so it's up 3.63, not much. And then 540 is the median price for all of King County, and that's only up 6.51%. But the month supply went up a tiny bit for that, 1.82. So you guys have those in your handouts for condos. Pierce County. I don't know what that thing is up there. Did that move? Out of the way. Active right there is like a little bit higher. Pierce County for the inventory levels. 2023 was 936. That's actually 981. So it's actually more active listings than last year at the exact same time. Pierce County total new listings is 1,007. Total actives right now is 981. It's up 4.81%, so not much. Pendings is 1,033, just off barely, almost 12%. Closed is 736. It's off 23%, but the median price is up to 550. Last year, same time was 526, so it's up 4.56%, and it's 1.33 months supply. Condos, Pierce County, 95, not as many. 128 total active. It's actually up 58.02%. More condos came on this year, which is strange. Yes, we will send the deck out later. So we got pendings. Pendings, 87, last year was 72, it's up 20.83%. 60 total closed, last year was 72, it's off 16.67%. Median price for Pierce County condos, 384, went down 3.87, and the month supply is at 2.13. So it's definitely a lot higher for condos in the Pierce County area. It's weird, it's kind of like Seattle started out with that shift of condos, the inventory levels spiked from all the stuff going on in downtown Seattle. It kind of eased off, it's absorbing. It kind of seems like it rippled effect outward, and now Pierce County kind of is fluctuating, getting a little more inventory. All right, with that, we have a special guest. We have Jackie coming in from John L. Scott Foundation to talk foundation.
Are you in control or not?
You are in control.
All right.
Just want to get to the video, let me know and all.
Okay, we'll need your help. Is this
Yep.
the best place to stand? I feel like.
Sure.
Okay. Hey, everyone. I'm Jackie. So I have been with John L. Scott 17 years this past January. And that's a long time. So I've done a lot of random different things. And I wear a lot of different hats. But today I'm here to talk about the John L. Scott Foundation. And out of everything that I do, foundation is definitely something that I hold close to my heart, that I really enjoy working on. So pulling in here today, I don't think that I have been here since I know before COVID. And before that, I guess we didn't do virtual before that. So it's been a while. And so I've seen some of you here in the office before, others who are newer, I haven't even gotten to meet in person yet. So I'm excited to be here. I'm going to start off with telling you, I put my presentation together and I sent it over to Eric. And when I got here this morning, the fonts did not transfer. And so when you see my slides and you think I have really bad grammar, I know what's supposed to be capitalized and how punctuation works. It just didn't transfer. So that's my little disclaimer. Okay, so John L. Scott Foundation. Some of you have been very involved for years and years and years, volunteering, giving financially, and others, this might be the first time you've ever heard about the foundation. So I just wanted to give a quick refresh, the history, our mission, what it is that we do, and how you can get involved if it's something you are interested in. Okay.
Now.
Yes. There we go. Okay, so our mission at the John L. Scott Foundation is keeping kids healthy and at home. That didn't go on the slide either, but that is our mission. And that's really at our core mission at John L. Scott Real Estate of living life as a contribution to others. So I know you hear Lennox say that, we say that all the time. And of course you guys are doing that in your business every day, helping people purchase homes. We extend that to the John L. Scott Foundation. And keeping kids healthy and at home, what that means is we want kids at home. We don't want them in hospital beds, getting treatment, going through chemo, radiation, all those terrible things when they should be at the playground or in school doing kid things. And so our focus is 100% on children's health care. And a little history, the John L. Scott Foundation was founded in 1997. It was actually founded by Lennox. Him and a group of others founded it in honor of his grandfather, John L. Scott, who was a philanthropist. They talked about a lot of different areas they could help support, and they ended on children's health care. So that's kind of the start. A little bit better at this, okay. Okay, so what we do, this is what I'm talking about with the punctuation, but, what we do, so. I'm gonna explain this the shorter way so I don't take up the whole meeting. The John L. Scott Foundation is set up so that each office gives to a local, children's hospital, Ronald McDonald House Children's Program that's within your community. The whole thought process is if your kids are sick, your grandkids, your clients' kids, where are they gonna go for care? And we actually chose Seattle Children's, the Seattle Ronald McDonald House, Little Bit Therapeutic Writing Center in Camp Corey for this office years and years ago. And so it's still been that way. What we do is the foundation uses the funds that your office gives, and we help sponsor events that are going to raise those different charities that I just talked about. So specifically, John L. Scott Kent North, as I said, Children's, Camp Corey, Little Bit, and Ronald McDonald House. And so I'm going to explain how you guys give, but I want to give a little brief explanation of what we do with each of those different organizations. And in your packet, you have a flyer. And if you look at that flyer, we're actually working on updating it so that it's something you can bring to open houses, include in listing presentations, and share with others. So that you're not just saying, oh, John L. Scott Foundation supports children's healthcare. You can actually say, my foundation dollars help support these different programs, which are sponsored through the John L. Scott Foundation. So I'm going to start with Seattle Children's. We sponsored about 9 to 10 different events every year for Seattle Children's. We focus on uncompensated care. That means children that need to go to the hospital for any kind of treatment. Seattle Children's will make sure that their families do not have to be held not financially responsible, I'm sorry. And so we look at events that we can help sponsor to raise as much as we can for uncompensated care so that when a child has, or a family has a child going through that kind of situation, the last thing they have to worry about is how they're going to pay for it. We also do a lot of events that help sponsor research. And so I'm going to show a video in a minute that's going to talk a lot about, it's going to talk about uncompensated care. So it'll expand on that. But another one that we do with research is immunotherapy. So I don't know if you know what that is, but about 10 years ago, Seattle Children's took off researching more on kids with leukemia using immunotherapy. And so what that is they basically take your T cells, a child go into their research lab, take their T cells out, restructure them, put them back in the child's body, and then those T cells get to go through the body and go kill the cancer. Obviously, that's a little more simple, but it's an amazing program. It's obviously alternative. And so kids don't get to go through that treatment until they've done chemo and they've done radiation and they've done everything. And the doctors have now come and said, that's it, we can't try anything else. And then they get to go over and do this alternative option. They have a 98% cure rate with it. These kids have gone into remission. They've had over 90 kids go through the program. And so really I think it's in the trial phase 3. And I think the reason that it takes so long, the pharmaceutical companies and the insurance companies, it's not something that they really want, because if you're curing cancer, then where's the treatment after that? And so we are always supporting immunotherapy research. They also have moved on to brain tumors. So little kids that have brain tumors, it's really hard to get to a brain tumor with chemotherapy. They have to use like the CyberKnife and do all that kind of crazy stuff. And your T cells can get right into your brain through your brain barrier. And so they've had the same success rates with brain tumor research. So that was more than I was going to say about Seattle Children's, but that is what we support with them. Camp Corey is, if you've never heard of Camp Corey, it's the most amazing camp. It is a camp for kids that have different disabilities, cancer, craniofacial issues, and they get to go to camp and they just get to be kids. They have a whole entire week for craniofacial kids. I was just meeting with the camp, and one of the stories was a little girl there. She said the whole week, she's just with other kids who have similar disabilities. The whole week, no one stared at her. No one said, came to her mom and said, oh, what's wrong with her? Why does she look different? They were with kids who had gone through similar experiences as them, and they just got to go and be kids. They go on the ropes courses, they throw axes, they go fishing, they plant gardens, And these are kids who, like I said, leukemia, cancer, any type of issue that they have. And those are kids that are going to Seattle Children's and Mary Bridge Hospital, who are going to Camp Corey. So that's why we help support camp every year. And a Little Bit Therapeutic Writing Center, that is a writing center in Redmond, but same thing, it's Mary Bridge and Seattle Children's kids that are going there. And it's really interesting. It's for kids who are paralyzed or they need to build muscle memory or something, the reason they can't walk, something happened. And they go and they ride horses. It's called hypnotherapy. And the way that a horse walks is actually very similar to the way that we were made. And so they can actually build muscle memory and improve their different issues that they have through hypnotherapy. So that's really cool. I'm going to send videos on all of these because I think they're so cool to learn about, but obviously don't have time today. And then the Ronald McDonald House, I know you guys know about that. In addition to preparing meals at the house, we also sponsor the Ronald McDonald House Gala every year. And so the gala raises money so that families can go and stay at the house and not have to worry about that financial burden. So, got them all. Okay. So those are your guys' 4 main nonprofits that we give to. I have a video that I'm going to share a little bit more about Seattle Children's. This is about Tiago, and they're going to talk about uncompensated care. It's really hard for me to choose what video I'm going to share because there's so many, but I've met Tiago's family. They are...
When he was diagnosed, we probably were a week away from death. That fear of your child's not going to make it entered my mind every single day. Where are you going, buddy? Tiago started having pain in his leg, and he woke up one day and couldn't walk. I remember a doctor coming in and saying, I think your son has cancer. And I felt like this red just go all through my body. Like, is my boy going to survive? Dr. Pinto comes in and said, high-risk neuroblastoma. The cancer was everywhere. And Gio immediately just started sobbing and collapsed.
I felt like my son is going to die.
According to Dr. Pinto and Park, it is the most rigorous cancer regimen in existence. You know, our diagnosis is 50-50. Dr. Pinto said it best. He goes, look, the odds don't matter. What matters is we have 100% survival for your child. And Tiago sailed through treatment. Everything else we can manage, but not getting the chemo because you can't afford the chemo, that's just unacceptable. And that's kind of what uncompensated care does. It just says, look, no matter what happens, we're going to give him the absolute best medicine and cost will not be an issue. And that's so incredibly mind-soothing. At Seattle Children's, all the philanthropy that's ever been done for research. It's the reason why our child is alive today, because high-risk neuroblastoma had a survival rate of less than 10%. It was because of Dr. Park's research that it went to 55%. You wouldn't even know that Tiago went through cancer treatment. He does have hearing loss from the chemo, but he's very active. This is the same kid that was receiving chemo, and now he's playing baseball.
His kindergarten year, he was the first one to receive his star for his ABCs and for all the sounds. He's crushing it. There's not a day I take for granted. When he gives me a bad time, I pause and I say, you know what? I prayed for this. Thank you. We're done with cancer, but that doesn't mean others are done. I can't just take my miracle and turn away.
And so when we put our efforts into fundraising, it's to make sure that a child will always get the best care and money is not the issue. By supporting Seattle Children's, you support every single child in the region. That's what gives us hope and purpose.
Yeah, those are so hard to watch. I have 3 little kids, and so over the years, it gets more and more difficult to watch those. And the ones that have outcomes like that make it all worth giving, I feel like. So trying to choose a video to show you guys to tell you a little bit about the foundation is always hard, but that is where our foundation dollars are going to support families like Tiago. You'll notice that he had several rounds of chemo and radiation, and then he did a couple rounds of immunotherapy at the end, because that's what happens. They get to the end and then they say, okay, let's try this. And every time it turns out the way, not every time, it's 98% of the time, it turns out that way. So, okay, so how do you get involved in the John L. Scott Foundation? There's lots of ways to do so, and I know some of you already are very involved. Number one, I like everyone to know, it is 100% voluntary. So you don't come to John L. Scott and we say, okay, you're giving here and we need you to come volunteer. It's voluntary. Lennox and I talk about this a lot. We know that everyone has something that's near and dear to their heart. The John L. Scott Foundation is near and dear to ours, and so that's why we like to share it, but it is voluntary. How you participate financially is you sign up, which I will talk about on the next slide, and I'll explain how you give to the foundation. Oh, just kidding, I'm going to explain on the next corner because that was my prompt. How the foundation works if you give financially is you fill out a participation card, which of course is one in your packet that you got today on the last page, and you fill out and you choose how much you'd like to give out of your commission. So we like to make sure people know that's not monthly, that's when you have a closing. We ask $20 at the minimum just to keep it easy. We have some agents that give 20, some that give 100. We have one agent that gives 1,000 out of closings. And we have some that will change what they give depending on their client. So if you're working with a family who has a child who is at Children's or Ronald McDonald House or Camp Corey or any of them, we'll have agents reach out and say, hey, can I bump mine up to $100 this time? And then after their closing, they like to give a card or a letter from Lennox. Hey, thank you for working with us. A portion of my commission went back to help support this program that's so near and dear to you. 100% goes back. So if you are giving to the John L. Scott Foundation, 100% of what you give goes to help support these programs. We do not take anything out for administrative fees, salaries, anything like that. Lennox, John L. Scott Real Estate covers anything like that. 100% is going right back to a check to Seattle Children's or any of those different places. It is, of course, tax deductible. And so anyone who did their taxes, I did my taxes on Sunday night at 8:30. So good job if you got them done. But I can go through and pull off my payroll stub or whatever W-2 and put in, foundation. So it is tax deductible. And then also beyond giving financially, we need volunteers all the time. And so you guys are going to be going to the Ronald McDonald House soon. That's one way to volunteer. We need volunteers for events that we sponsor, all different things at the hospitals and stuff. So if you have a volunteering heart and it's something you want to do, or you're, sometimes I'll have parents reach out with their teenagers or brokers with teenagers saying, hey, how can my teenager get involved over the summer? I have plenty of things that I can use some help with. So lots of ways to get involved. This is the participation card, which I just explained to you guys. Basically, you just say, at the top left, you can put, yes, I wish to participate, or no, I don't. Now, I'm going to ask everyone fill it out. If you put no, I don't wish to, that's totally fine. I then go and put it in our system. And what that tells me is I've talked to you about the John L. Scott Foundation and you know what it is. And at this time, you've just decided not to participate, which is totally fine. If you say yes, then go ahead and you put how much you would like to deduct. And then, one thing I need to add, that Eric and I talked about, this office years ago, 5 or 6 years ago, was one of our highest participating offices in the John L. Scott Foundation. As you know, when it transitioned to a company-owned office, there was a lot of things, licenses and all the kind of stuff that happens. Well, one thing that never made the transfer was those of you that were giving. So many of you gave for years and years and years, but 5 or 6 years ago, it stopped. And so I would ask if you think you're giving, you might not be. And I think the last report I pulled had about, what did it have? 12 that were participating. And that goes from, I mean, it was almost at 75% before. So just want you guys to know that if you think you are, you might not. And we got a lot of upcoming events. Okay, so I don't know if anyone went last year, but we do foundation night at the Mariners. I have 4 games scheduled. The email is going to go out hopefully right after this meeting. I just got to tell marketing it's good. Our first one is May 13th. And I'm not very good at baseball. Kansas City must be KC, right?
Yeah.
So we're it's 6:40 at Stadium, and tickets are $30. And when you buy a ticket, $10 goes back to the John L. Scott Foundation to go to the different programs I just talked about. I need everyone to know it's not just for you. Invite your friends, your family, your clients. It's a great, easy way just to invite clients to come out for the night to a Mariners game. There's one in May, June, July, and August, and September. So maybe that's 5, right? So come to one of those. On June 6th, we're doing Rhone Rendezvous. It used to be called Sexy Sarah, and I changed a little bit because children's healthcare. But I'm not the one that named it. But we do that with Seattle Uncorked. That's June 6th in Seattle, and it's a wine tasting event. It's at a place called Block 41, and that's another event. Tickets are $50, and it's just you come and you're wine tasting for a few hours, and there's food trucks and all of that. If you have clients that want to go, reach out to me, or if you want to invite your clients, reach out to me, and I'll make sure you have a promo code. So maybe you go, you buy your ticket, and we can get a free ticket for your guest. June 11th, you guys are going to the Seattle Ronald McDonald House. So huge thank you to all of you who go and prepare meals. Those families really look forward to it. And then July 12th and 13th, we have Ragnar. And I'm sure in this office, you guys know what that is. It's the Ragnar Northwest Passage. The runners run from Blaine to Langley, 200+ miles. These are the wonderful people in your office who are joining. Eric's been on the team since the very beginning. Right?
9 years?
Yeah.
9.
Christian joined last year. Vanessa is on the team. Tony, is this your 2nd or 3rd year? 2nd year. Seems so long. And Troy. So each one of them is fundraising a $1,500 goal. And the way that you guys can help support them is encourage them around the office, tell them to train.
Tell them to train.
Yeah, if you see them sitting, tell them to stand up. You can, of course, support them financially so that they can get to their goal. Comment when they share things on social media, comment to keep those posts going, share their posts, because we really want them to get to their goal. And again, that money is going to raise money for the funds we talked about. And what's really cool, we have years that we raised $30,000 through this, and it's really not a lot of work on my part. They just run and raise money. And so I love this fundraiser. So please support them. We do need one driver for our ultra team. So our ultra team usually, like Eric, sorry to put you on the spot. Eric's on the regular team, which is great.
That's all I can do, guys. I'm sorry.
It's wonderful. We've never had an ultra team. It's 12 runners that run the 200 miles. The ultra team, 6 runners run 200 miles. And so I need a driver for that van. You do have to stay up all night and drive, but it's for a good cause. Let me know if you want to, or if you have someone who would be interested. And we also have an ultra runner spot open. So if you want to run, I don't know how many miles that translates
About
to.
34.
34 miles.
It's only 34 miles.
34 miles. Marathon is only.
Got that?
But you don't do it all at once. It's a relay.
24 hours.
And one other way you can support if you don't run, or you don't like to run, at the end in Langley, we have a big celebration. That's where I will be, getting everything ready at the end. So when the runners all get there, we have a party and some drinks and, they sleep. So come hang out with me because
Neat.
they think they're fun to hang out with and they're like I'm just kidding.
You're
You
running
are.
next year.
You are, but everyone's like, oh, bring this and bring that, and then they get there and they're like, that's okay. Okay, my last thing, we have the John L. Scott Foundation Coloring Contest coming up. You're gonna see something about it hopefully by the end of the week. It's going to go from May 1st to the 31st. We did this a couple times last year. Decided only to do it once this year, but extended the contest time. That is the first sketch of the coloring page. It's not final, but I wanted to share. The prize is a $100 Amazon gift card. So it's for kids ages 4 to 18. We have a special needs category, and you can bring these to your listing appointments, to your open houses. If you're bringing it to your open house, make sure, bring this, bring the flyer, and then bring some fun stuff. Like I'm ordering a bunch of little honey, what do you call it, honey jars?
Oh.
Or honey sticks, to do a few giveaways, just of things that you could do to make it more fun. I drop them off by all my kids' schools. The teachers will hand them out. The flyer that comes with this, you can put all of your branding on it. And so, there's so much stuff. Bring it to your kids' sports teams, go to your neighbors. Great way to tell your neighbors that you're in real estate and really just dropping off a coloring page, local businesses, friends, families, all of those things. So, coloring contest is coming up. Oh, look at that. While I'm still up here, because this one didn't pop up, we have foundation cards. So these are cards that when you have a closing and you get to the foundation, you can fill out, and it has a little note about where your foundation dollars are going. I have some samples in the back, and those are up under printing if you'd like to order them. And that is all I have on the foundation today. Sorry. there's a lot.
Thank you, thank you. Made it easy, and I put the last page in your handouts that's got the updated request for the foundation donations. So if you guys do it. We are gonna get those probably in the next month.
Danielle just asked me for Pablo's picture.
Oh,
The
okay.
last picture I need, and then the link should be on. I'll text them right now. Okay, so Justin.
Perfect.
That was supposed to be our runner, by the way.
Yeah, he's running the ultra.
Oh, he's the ultra.
Yeah.
I know, that's why, it was supposed to be on our team.
They need them. All right, upcoming events. A lot of stuff to get to. All right, legal lunch actually this Thursday on the 18th from 1 to 2. Don't forget that. Become an open house pro with Rojane maybe. Rojane is from our Bellevue office. She has taught this class for many years. It's a fantastic class. Has anyone taken it? In the room? Anybody? Nobody. She charges $45. Wants you to commit. She wants to make sure that, you know, that you're gonna show up. She doesn't need the money. It's a thing to make sure that you actually will come. I would say it's similar to gym. It's Microsoft Teams. Anyways, Rojane's class is fantastic. It's really a good class, goes in depth on some different types of techniques and stuff like that. She constantly gets people emailing her like success stories after they took her class. It's really good. If you want to take it, scan now and register. We'll send it out again with the link, but you can use your phone and go ahead and register for the class. It is on the 23rd. Yep, from 10 to 11:30 right here. So she's doing it here and opened it up to a couple of the other offices. So definitely, I would say do it. John? All right. Happy hour for the YPN network is on the 24th, Wednesday at the Flat Stick Pub in Kirkland, which is fun. You want to sign up? You can scan there. Once, twice. Rock and Bowl. That is coming up. We're gonna go bowling. All expenses paid. Bring your glove, bring your ball, bring your shoes if you got them. I know someone's got a bedazzled glove. I saw someone last year that had it. You, Jason? Oh, so don't forget, April 25th from 5 to 8 at Valero. So we will be there. Oh, with that, we have a quick legal update. Oh, wow. I don't know what happened online, guys. That was weird. JLS feature tools. Please don't forget to download the Engage CRM mobile app. If you haven't done that yet, it syncs with the Engage in the backend of your MyDesk, so you kind of need it. We'll send that out too. Sky Slope is getting an update. It's supposed to be later today. They're gonna have a new search bar, recent listings and transactions. It's gonna look a little bit different. I wanna make sure I gave you guys a heads up so that next time you jump in there, you're not gonna go freak out and go, oh no, no one told me it changed. I just told you. Trusted partners, with that. Hand it over to Aaron Hafner for the mortgage minute.
Too, and I'm tired, I get it. All right, just first of all, boom. So the 10-year treasury, you add on top everything else, right? So we're at 4.638, usually at 2.75 to 3%, and that's how we're getting our interest rates. And you can see from last meeting to here, it's just nothing but gone up. All because inflation numbers and stuff like that. The economy is doing really well. It's not what we want to see in for interest rates, but it is what it is, right? So that's what we're just dealing with. The Fed's eventually going to change rates, but it's just a matter of when they're going to do it. Beginning of the year, everyone's like, hey, March, 90% chance we're going to have a rates drop. And now, probably not. So there might be something toward the end of the year, maybe not. I don't know. But I do know that's the direction we want to head. But when the Fed decides that we're going to lower the rate, they will lower it. They'll talk about how many need mortgage rates to be lower. They'll do that. So with that, 30-year fixes on mortgage daily news, or just get the averages around 7.44. And then, FHA or jumbo with stuff like 7.6 and other things like that. So it's just not real great. The thing that gets you is the speed at which it changes. That's the challenge, right? So, because you just heard something last week, interest rates lowest have been in 2 months. And then all of a sudden they call me up and then CNN tells you, hey, look, rates are the highest they've been in 2 months. So it's just hard to get that. And so here's one thing you may not see. The last year we were at 6.5%, and that heard the same groans before, like, oh, it's bad. But now we're at 7.44. Eventually, this would be nice when this drops by 1 point. But I was thinking about this the other day. It's going to be an Oklahoma land grab when interest rates drop, right? And I don't want to miss out again because I know it's going to happen. It's just rather being prepared for it. But think about it, right? If you go from 7.44 to 6.5, that's a screaming deal, right? Where a year ago, you're like, oh, this is so high. So I guess what I'm thinking is when rates actually drop and you get to 6%, imagine what it's going to feel like on that. So it's just all perspective. So anyhow, so real quickly after that, a couple things that we've got going on. Interest rates were negative yesterday. But here's what I just want to show you real fast. We got what we do and how we're unique. We got some cool programs that are coming out. Okay. So I'm just going to shotgun these and we can head out. Okay. So the first one is, we have the instant approval. Right, we talked about that. I have someone pre-approved. You give me a contract, I can get it in by noon and approved by the end of the day. Okay, and possibly close in 7 days. We need to. We talk about that at a time. But anyway, here's these other programs. So the first one is there's more. Here is boom. We have the jumbo interest only is going to come back. So we got interest only jumbo from 250 to 1.5 million, and those will include some own programs as well. Love me some interest only back in the day. That was my favorite product. Next one's going to be coming out is we're going to have our own standalone HELOCs. We can originate two, close in 2 weeks, 30 years fixed, interest only program. Okay, these are great. Third one, DSCR loans. So what's DSCR? It's not a radio station in LA. It's what you're using is the cash flow from the property to approve the loan. So this is a lot like they do in commercial lending, where you look at the building profitable. Great. It's not about me so much, but so basically if these are like jumbo loans for people who can't afford the property just on their debt, but then they can use the cash for the property to qualify. There might be some interest only arms and 4-year options too to deliver that. These are really cool. Last one, this is neat, okay? So the person who sold Home Depot and Lowe's is a genius. So what it is the big box Reno. So what we're doing is that, hey, if you got a first time buyer or a buyer who wants to redo the appliances, the flooring, the countertops, all these other things, you can roll that into the loan itself. Okay? So how it works is that it just, so if you buy a home from say 500, you can roll say 550 or 50,000 that needs to be done, which is appliances, flooring, countertops, that kind of stuff. The loan's at 550, the purchase price will be appraised at 550. Then you do your down payment off the 550, so you can do this 3% down on that. Okay? So 500 list price, I want to roll $50,000 into it, you can. Then we take your down payment off the 550, 3%, 5%, 10%. And the thing is, you don't have to have some contracts to do this. Borrowers just got to go to Home Depot and Lowe's because they offer installation services. So then you go to Home Depot and Lowe's and they say, hey, it costs you this amount of money to put it in. So what we'll do is we'll have the appraiser go out there, appraise it. And then at the end of closing, you get a check payable to Home Depot or Lowe's. You only got to get done in 6 months, you're okay. The big box we know. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. So great for Home Depot and Lowe's, but
Be on FHA or just-
this is just conventional rate. Okay, so I don't have all the product details yet. It's coming out. But it is kind of want to let you know, I mean, that's what I love about our company. We try to do other things. We're not a big box bank where you have one thing and done. We're super conservative or anything else. We have a lot of different programs that we can pick and choose from. We try to be aggressive with these because clients want these things. You have to be changing and everything else. My cheese is moved from the 30-year fix. We got to move it over here. So that's kind of what we do. And then you have the certified mortgage ready program, and then obviously the refi plan. Okay, so rates are going up. You can qualify now. Do it. Because if you wait to 6.5 or 6.25, everyone else is coming in there too, and that's going to get that price right back up. So there you go. And thank you for sticking around. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, thank you, guys. I know it's a long one today. No trivia, no time. All right, the
Offline.
quote of the month is don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds that you plant. So thank you guys for making it today. I know we went long, but it was very important to talk about. So appreciate you all. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.